The Art of Stop Caring Too Much. Michel de Montaigne's liberating philosophy. Imagine waking up one morning and feeling lighter. The weight of others' opinions, the anxiety of deadlines, the endless chase for approval, gone. This isn't a fantasy. It's a radical shift in perspective, one that 16th century philosopher Michel de Montaigne called the art of stopping to care. But this isn't about apathy or laziness. It's about freedom. Freedom from the invisible chains of societal expectations, from the self-imposed prisons of perfectionism, and from the exhausting illusion that we can control everything. Today, we'll explore how Montaigne's timeless wisdom, when you stop caring, everything falls into place, can transform not just how you think, but how you live. Who was Michel de Montaigne? Before we dive into stopping to care, let's meet the man behind the idea. Michel de Montaigne was a French nobleman, statesman, and the father of the essay, a literary form he invented to explore human nature. At 38, he retreated from public life, locked himself in a tower, and began writing. His subject? Himself. Not out of vanity, but to understand what it means to be human. Montaigne suffered crippling anxiety, survived plagues, and lost most of his children to illness. Yet he emerged not bitter, but curiously at peace. His secret? A philosophy of radical acceptance. He wrote, "My life has been filled with terrible misfortunes, most of which never happened." Sound familiar? Montaigne's genius lay in recognizing that our suffering often stems not from reality, but from our relentless caring about things beyond our control. What does it really mean to stop caring? Let's be clear. Montaigne isn't advocating nihilism. Stopping to care isn't about abandoning responsibility or numbing yourself to life. It's about discernment. It's asking, what deserves my energy? Montaigne likened the mind to a cluttered room. We fill it with worries about strangers' opinions, fears of failure, and obsessions over trivial slights. Stopping to care is decluttering. It's saying, this doesn't matter. Take criticism. Montaigne wrote, "I care little what others think of me, but I care deeply about what I think of myself." For him, self-awareness trumped external validation. Or consider ambition. Society tells us to climb ladders, collect titles, and chase success. Montaigne, after years in politics, walked away. He realized no accolade could fill the void of a life lived for others' applause. But here's the paradox. When you stop caring about everything, you start caring deeply about what truly matters. Your values, your peace, your humanity. The modern trap of caring too much. Today, we're drowning in reasons to care. Social media metrics, workplace politics, the pressure to optimize every aspect of our lives, diet, productivity, even hobbies. We've turned caring into a moral badge, as if suffering for trivial things makes us virtuous. Montaigne would have laughed at this. He ate what he liked, slept when tired, and dismissed productivity gurus 400 years before they existed. He wrote, "The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself." Yet how many of us truly do? We outsource our self-worth to likes, rankings, and arbitrary benchmarks. But there's a cost. Burnout, anxiety, a nagging sense of emptiness. Montaigne's remedy. Let us give nature a chance. She knows her business better than we do. In other words, stop forcing, stop controlling, let life unfold. How to practice stopping to care without becoming a hermit. Practicality matters. How do we apply this in a world that never stops demanding? Let's break it down. The "is this mine?" filter. When a worry arises, ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. Montaigne mastered this during France's civil wars. While others panicked, he focused on his essays and vineyards. Chaos raged, but his inner world stayed intact. Embrace good enough. Montaigne rejected perfection. His essays meander, contradict themselves, and revel in uncertainty. He didn't care about polished answers. He cared about authentic exploration. Apply this to your work, relationships, even your goals. The death perspective. Montaigne kept a human skull on his desk, a memento mori. Morbid? Perhaps. But it reminded him, you will die. So why waste time caring about trivialities? Modern twist. Write your eulogy. What do you want remembered? That's where to focus. Cultivate self-friendship. Montaigne wrote, the greatest thing is to be able to belong to oneself. Spend time alone. Journal. Reflect. The more you understand yourself, the less you'll crave external validation. When not caring changes everything. Here's the magic. When you stop caring about the noise, space opens for what matters. Relationships deepen because you're no longer performing. Creativity flourishes because you're not shackled by fear of judgment. Even careers transform. Montaigne didn't reinvent himself. He returned to himself. That's the key. A programmer quits her corporate job to teach coding to kids. A lawyer starts a bakery. These aren't random pivots. They're acts of stopping to care about others' definitions of success. Montaigne would approve. He wrote, the value of life lies not in the length of days, but in the use we make of them. And what of happiness? It becomes a byproduct, not a pursuit. Montaigne found joy in simple pleasures. Conversation, wine, the view from his tower. He didn't chase happiness. He let it find him. What if you traded the weight of expectations for the lightness of being present? Imagine living not as a prisoner of the future, but as a witness to the ordinary miracles already here. The slant of sunlight on a wall, laughter shared without agenda, the unfurling of a leaf. The philosopher Lao Tzu wrote, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Surrender isn't defeat. It's aligning with the current of life rather than thrashing against it. And there, in the uncluttered space between striving and stillness, you uncover a truth. You were never incomplete. You were always enough, breathing in a world that blooms precisely because you stopped demanding it to bend. Thank you for listening. If this resonated, I leave you with Montaigne's challenge. Let us live here and now. This present moment is the only thing of which we can be certain. The rest? Let it go. What if you allowed yourself to release not just the unnecessary burdens, but the invisible scripts of who you should become? Consider the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in impermanence, grace in what remains unpolished. Poet Mary Oliver once urged, pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. This